Welcome back, everyone. Again, I am Mr. Gellock. I'm going to quickly go over the lesson steps of the project and how I'm going to be assessing your final grade. Now, we're going to be going all of this day by day as we progress through the project, but I just want to give a fast overview so that you can look back at this video and refresh your memory as to how to get the best grade possible, because that's what I want for you all, is to get A's or B's on all of your assignments. Okay, so first step of the lesson is that you're going to take a photograph of yourself from the torso up, so that's about here up, and you want to plan a specific message or mood. So you could make yourself looking happy, you can make yourself looking sad, you can make yourself with a funny face, but you want to think of some kind of pose and take a picture showing yourself as you want to present yourself in the artwork. And you may also use props. You can use, if you play sports and you want to wear a baseball cap and hold a baseball bat, or you want to have yourself with a headset and a video game controller because you play video games, you can use props as you see fit. Just make sure the props don't cover any features of your face like your eyes, nose, and mouth, because that's very important when drawing your photo. So that's step one, to take the photo. Then you're going to overlay, or you're going to draw a mathematical grid using Microsoft Word. I'm going to show you how to do that in a later video. Then you'll label the photo. You're going to label them A through G, 1 through 11. Please do not make up your own grid and your own dimensions. These dimensions are important to make sure that your portrait, your grid, fits your whole paper. Fourth, you are then going to use your self-portrait final paper, the paper I gave you, to lightly draw a 1-inch mathematical grid on the paper. So you're going to have your grid on your photo on step 2 and 3, and then step 4 you're going to draw a separate grid on your paper. So you have your photo to look at, and then you're going to match your grid on your paper and draw box by box. You'll then, step 5, label the grid on your paper the same as the grid on your photo. So it'll be A through G, 1 through 11 again. Then draw your self-portrait box by box, and you basically are maintaining accurate proportions. So you're paying attention to where each line matches up in the frame of that box to make sure your photo relates as closely to your drawing relates as closely to the photo as possible. Then once you're done drawing, erase all your grid lines and labels. The lines should have been drawn lightly so you can erase them. Use that white large eraser I gave you. And if you accidentally erase part of your drawing, your portrait, just draw it back in, but you do want all grid lines gone. Once the grid lines are gone, then you're going to draw a detailed background that covers the remaining space. Remember that any open, empty space in art can leave a lot wanting from the viewer, so make sure you fill the space to make it engaging. And make sure your background supports the message in your artwork. So if you're someone who plays video games or sports, like I said, maybe you can have a baseball diamond behind you, or a bunch of fans in the audience, or in the stands, I should say. Or if you're playing video games, maybe you have like a TV and like an Xbox behind you, or an Xbox logo or something. Again, these are just examples. Depending on what you come up with, what your mood is, just make sure your background conveys that or shows that. Lastly, just apply oil pastels to your project and show full color. Make sure you colored the whole thing fully. You're showing good craftsmanship with solid colors and details. So when I'm grading you, just to wrap this all up, I'm looking that your self-portrait shows a reasonable likeness of your photo. So what that means is it doesn't need to look exactly like you, but it should be close. So if I have, peach skin and spiky brown hair, I should draw myself with peach skin, spiky brown hair. If I have light tan skin or brown colored skin and long short hair, just make sure you're adding color as you are in your photo. So a reasonable likeness. Then you're going to demonstrate accurate use of the grid method. So if you use I'll know if you use the grid method just even by looking, and you'll be showing me your progress day by day. So please make sure you're using the grid. You can't just bypass and skip that. 3, I'm also grading that you have a clear message or mood, that I understand exactly what you're trying to show in your art. And lastly, that you did color it in full color using oil pastels. Even more importantly, that you're showing good craftsmanship, using solid colors, and you're taking your time, just like any strong artwork would require. So that is it for your lesson directions and your due date. So now you know how to complete it, or you have an idea of how to complete it. You know how I'm going to grade you, and now you're going to watch or go to the first folder, and you are going to start the project, and we're just going to focus on one small step at a time, so as not to overwhelm you. Again, this is just an overview. I don't expect you to necessarily remember this all. but you can always come back to this video so you know what to do. All right, guys, I look forward to seeing your progress on the project, and I'll see you guys later. See you in the next folder. Bye, guys.